Story in science that Isaac Newton was inspired by the falling apple on his head, and he asked the question: if the apple falls, does the moon also fall? So based on that question, he came up with a genius idea of gravity, and the equations of gravity that described the orbits of the moon and falling of apple as the same force that is in nature. And as a child, I was fascinated by genius physicists like Isaac Newton, Einstein, and I read a lot of books about physics, easily translated to physics by Michio Kaku, a Japanese physicist. So why does describing motions of apples and a moon matter in this world? It's because revolution in physics always lead to an advancement in technology, and it has been going on for a lot of time. And then, so example was the Industrial Revolution and the internet, satellites in space, and quite recently quantum computers. So Newton's laws paved the way for industrial revolution. He was the first scientist to predict nature exactly every decimal, accurately, a really accurate prediction of things in nature and its movements using his mathematical equations. There's the really famous thing, for the force for every action there is reaction. So with his equations, they were able to design the factory machines of the Industrial Revolution, and because you need to know how much force is needed to move each parts of the machines, and then they could use the equations to figure out how to design the machines based on that. So before the Industrial Revolution, every good was handcrafted and was expensive, and not that many around. But thanks to Newton and the Industrial Revolution, according to the Britannica.com, they were able to create spinning wheels, textiles, and other goods necessary for everyone and cheap. And it also changed the way humans travel, because based on the Newton's ideas, they created the steam engines and trains. So like a trip that could take 20 days would be just done in a day. And then the next big revolution in technology came with Einstein. So he described that time and space are related. So for example, in areas of different gravity, low or high, the time flows differently. So time flows faster in space. And why that is important is because that the space satellites need to be adjusted their time so that they could sync the signals from Earth and the satellites. And this is the advent of internet. So internet goes from the satellite, and then the satellites adjust their time and sync, and then you get the message from the other side of the Earth. And there's also a really famous equation called E equals mc squared, which means energy is related with matter. So it allowed for the creation of nuclear power plants where they break down matter into energy. And also in the future, the really exciting thing is it's called nuclear fusion technology that is being developed right now. If it is possible, we can have practically infinite resource of energy if nuclear fusion becomes possible. So Einstein's equations could explain everything from stars to like pennies on the earth, but they couldn't explain the atomic level microscopic worlds. So that's why they created the quantum mechanics, which led to the quantum computing technology right now. And according to Josh Schneider and Ian Smalley, quantum computers are millions of times faster than conventional supercomputers. So one quantum computer could compete with millions of supercomputers. And why that it is exciting is that it could create simulations of the real world, accurate simulations of the real world that could be put into virtual reality, and we can experience a more detailed world in virtual reality. And the development of quantum theory is ongoing. And when they're all figured out, it'll be another huge advancement in technology also. Like virtual reality and really hyper intelligent AI and robotics and everything. So it is incredible how a couple of math equations can create the inventions that we use. And the future is bright for humanity if we keep coming up with new scientific ideas. We might be able to witness the more powerful AI and games and virtual reality that completely immerses you in like a real world. And the problem with world hunger and war for oil and other energy resources could stop if nuclear fission, the infinite energy source, can be invented. So we're in it for the real advancement in technology when the physics advances again. Thank you.